If Portuguese people were ever to be represented on screen by one director, Martin Scorsese would definitely be my choice. Silence is directed by Martin Scorsese, written by Martin Scorsese alongside Jay Cox, and it stars Andrew Garfield, Adam Driver, and Liam Neeson. And this is about two Jesuit priests who go to Japan and are Portuguese in search for their mentor, who has been said to have denounced the Christian faith in public, and they go into this country who is very oppressing of spreading the Christian faith. There they find many dangers for the people there that they are trying to help and for themselves as they are searching for that mentor. Let's talk about the star of this movie, Martin Scorsese. This guy has been a director for a long time, and he has crafted his work to a masterful degree for years now. Silence is a movie that once again proves why this guy should be called a master of filmmaking. In this film, Martin Scorsese does such meticulous crafted camera work that it is staggering to look at. I was astounded by how brilliant his camera work was in this film. He leaves the camera to work so much around the characters, around the world, around their narrative, and in this film, Martin Scorsese defies conventions that he himself came up with along his long, masterful career. He directs this film in a way I could have never expected. This is a passion project he has had for 30 years, and he has waited this long to craft this story and is directing to this film because he wanted to pull off the best job he could. Martin Scorsese directs it in a not so conventional way, and I mean that 1000%. The way he directs this film is very much a classic Odyssey type of movie. This is not a way you will see movies being directed today by any of the other great directors that are still working. This is a movie that is very much directed with technology of today, with abilities that you can get from camera work and from crews working alongside you as a director today that you would see in classics like Ben-Hur. Much like the Ten Commandments, this is a big, gigantic odyssey that seems right out of a fantasy tale that you would never imagine could be brought to life. This is a movie that is not defined by characters or by their journey. This is a movie defined by how the narrative translates from the script to the camera work, pulled off by excellent cinematography and excellent camera work, once again, from the masterful director. And the performances are all brilliant. From the little time Liam Neeson has in this film, to the little more time that Adam Driver has, to Andrew Garfield, who takes this movie in his grasp and he commends it for you to see. Andrew Garfield in this film is so good. If you want me to compare his performance in Hacksaw Ridge and in here, I think he's equally good in both movies. The thing is, the role he had to play in this film was much more complicated. The journey his character goes through is so harrowing and so tragic, and it hurts so much to see what this character goes through. But Martin Scorsese lets you see, and Andrew Garfield captures you with his brilliant acting chops. He is so unbelievably great. Many times you see me saying that there are scenes that justify nominations or Oscar buzz for any type of actors. In this film, Andrew Garfield has like 10 scenes that justify any possible nomination he could get for this role. Liam Neeson, he is not in this movie much. However, what little he has to do, it is complex. It is so deep. It has so many layers to it. His role in this film is so complicated. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the first guy casted and if he had to read the script alone for day in and day out and night out. What he has to do in this movie requires so much ability from one single actor. I would not be surprised if I learned that he had lived this role for days and he had come with this method approach to the character, because the character is not in it much. And at first, it might seem like he doesn't mean a thing to this movie, at least acting-wise. But Liam Neeson does so much, proving not only how good an actor he is, but how good direction once again he had from Scorsese. The story in this film is not preachy for 1 second. This film simply shows you how people in this time, or even today, can and could be devoted to a faith, devoted to a belief, be it whatever faith it is. This is not a movie about Christianity. This is a movie about faith, be whatever religion it is. These characters go through so much for their own beliefs, and the Japanese people in this movie, who you could call the villain, even though they are not portrayed that way whatsoever, yes, they do some very nasty things, some really gruesome things in this movie, but Scorsese never treats the Japanese as villains, nor does he treat these two Jesuit priests as the heroes. And how the story unfolds proves that beyond a shadow of the doubt. The narrative in this film is way too complex to get a whole grasp of it in one viewing. This is a movie that I would be glad to see over and over again, to try and grasp just everything that it's trying to say, just everything that it is about. Because as Roger Ebert once said, it's not what you are about, it's how you are about it. And Martin Scorsese is about this in a way that no other director could have ever pulled this off, I believe. The visuals in this movie are mesmerizing. The photography is incredibly beautiful and incredibly gruesome at the same time. It's not an easy movie to watch because there are just so many things to understand beyond what is immediately in front of your eyes. Martin Scorsese, the cinematographer, who I apologize for not remembering who he is, crafted meticulously thought out images to lay in this film. And there are so many things to understand. There are so many stories being told at the same time with what you see in the camera shots in this film that it is beautiful to look at. It is beautiful to try and understand. It is beautiful to study. Despite the gushing about this movie, I do have one problem with this film. Without spoiling it, I think there's something that betrays the story. Or again, as I said, this movie is so complex that I didn't catch one single thing that led me to believe that. I think there's something that happens in here, or how they go about it, that betrays what they had done to lead up to that. It's not necessarily bad. I think it's good. It works great, and Scorsese still does it masterfully, but I think they could have done it another way to not betray what the story had told so far. This is not my favorite Scorsese film, nor do I think this is his best. I do think that this guy is beyond doing good movies, great movies. This guy does masterworks of cinema. This guy is one of those directors that if he makes a movie, go watch it because it is a lesson to be learned with so much to say and so many things to say about it. There's not one single aspect I would take out of this movie, at least if I still don't understand it after some other viewings. There's not one performance that is weaker than the other in this film. There's not one single shot in this film that seems wrong. The editing is masterfully done. Everything in this movie seems Scorsese because of the level of brilliance that it is done with. Silence is an harrowing odyssey about faith, and about what you will do, to what levels you will go to defend your beliefs and to still believe. I am absolutely thankful that we still have Scorsese with us, and I am absolutely thankful that he still does these types of film. Scorsese defies himself. He in fact reinvents himself, and with Silence, he does the stuff that dreams are made of. What did you think of Silence, my beautiful geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? What is your favorite Scorsese film? Let me know in the comments below because there's a lot to choose. And right now, it's done with a Silence Q&A. You guys have asked me a lot of questions. I can't wait to answer them on Saturday. And I will see you there, of course, after tomorrow's review for XXX, The Return of Xander Cage. Very different type of movie from today. Don't forget to like this video and share with your beautiful friends and tell them to click subscribe and the bell so they can join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You guys are the freaking best. I love you all. Stay beautiful. Stay geeky. Yeah.